All right, Sandra, what's going on with your dating life? What's going on with those apps and so forth?
Well, it's going. As I said before in the other podcast, it's could be tedious and almost job interviewee ish to vet out: are you real? Are you not real? Are you you know some guy from Africa trying to scam money eventually? Like you got to vet all these people out.
That's
Uh,
true. I didn't think about those type of people, like
it's
just try to
oh
ghost you or they're trying to get money from you and
Yes.
all that.
Even there's even some of the men on their profiles, they'll say, "Don't be a scammer. Don't be a scammer. Don't You have to be a real woman." Or I mean, look, the real woman thing, I'm not down with. I mean, as far as like to each their own, but the scammer things, yes, I'm absolutely against, right? Of course. But you honestly do. If you're a woman and you're using any type of dating app, online or whatever, whether it be Facebook dating, Bumble, Hinge, you you have to vet out these men and to see if they're real because I mean, I think I've read articles online that have said, these men they're in for the long game. They will talk to you like they're a normal person. Well, they're a normal person, but they're somewhere else. But they will talk to you for months, and they're on either, I don't know, I don't know. They're either oh serving our country somewhere overseas, and they can't they can't video chat or anything like that to vet them out. And the first, I think one person was like, "Oh, I'm overseas in Syria, whatever." I'm like, "You're over there serving our country. I appreciate that. Thank you for your service. However, what are you doing on an app? Why are you, like, you have time to do this?" Like, I would be worrying about the stuff around you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know exactly what goes on over there, but to me, that was a red flag.
Well, I was kind of the same way. Like, why are they on the app right now?
Yeah,
And most of the time, they can't even get communications, and they're not
right,
even supposed to say where they're at
right,
either.
exactly.
You know,
So,
so I'm like,
so
yeah,
I start messing with those guys, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, so what are you really have time to be?" I'll just start asking 'em all these questions, and I'll just delete the conversation or whatever. But
does it sound like they're in there, or
I
does
mean,
it sound like they're just doing that just to get some?
well, I don't know. I mean, they're not gonna show their hand right away. They're gonna, again, these scammers, I've read that they're in for the long haul. They will take months. They will talk to you every day, get you to believe they're wherever they're at, and they can't video chat. They can only message, and even they will message you through your cell phone, like text message. Some will take you off the app to, like, they'll want to do WhatsApp, and give you all these reasons why WhatsApp, whatever, to do that, because they have a business and that's how they communicate, blah, 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 whatever. Um, red flag, red flag, red flag. But, but yeah, so you have to vet out these people because, you want to know that somebody you're talking to. And I like to meet the people that I'm interested in or that we match within that week. Because I'm not going to sit there and talk to you and start, telling you about myself when you're not even who you say you are.
So I mean, there is people in there that will not like show themselves, or like they won't video chat or anything. Like
They're,
me, like
I mean,
like that.
those people are not. They're scammers that they won't video chat or anything like that. Yeah.
So they're probably from a different city or country, whatever,
Oh,
and they're
different
just
country
having
probably.
fun or something, like
No,
whatever they're
well,
doing.
because they want to hook you and get you emotionally attached to them, so that you're more willing to give them money. I was reading that they will, like I said, they will be in there for months talking to you and love bombing you or telling you everything that you want to hear, and just be flattering. And then, all of a sudden the storyline is something comes up where they need money or they need medical attention or they need something to save their lives, or I don't know, something. And that's how they get women, is to send them money, or some even said gift cards. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I've never been asked for money or anything like that. I never let it get that far. If I think that something's going on, but yeah, it's amazing how there's a lot of scammers out there.
So so how many do you think like that you had to go through a month or 2 months or 6 months that you had to weed these people out?
Well, I mean, I don't know, but okay, so I mean, I'll say in a month. In a month, if I'm steadily on apps, or if I'm just dating or whatever, um, when and if I get matches, I will say, let's just say I match with 10 people in 1 month. Let's just say 10 people in 1 month. I will say at least a good third or a quarter of those men are not who they say they are.
Hmm. Wow.
And
I didn't
then,
expect that.
yes, and then that leads you to be somewhat jaded, and it leads you to be somewhat guarded. And if you continue to be guarded and jaded, then you're not really opening yourself up to people who are really there for good intentions. The who really want to meet someone and date and things like that. So you're doing yourself a disservice. So that's where the emotional, like, you get drained a lot because you're having to vet out these people and they all look good on paper, but then maybe they're not who they say they are, or they're, forget the scammers. It's the men that, also tell you again that they want this relationship like you, or I don't even tell people I want a relationship. I say I want someone who matches my energy. Whatever I give into whatever it is that we're doing, I want the equal in return, whether it be communication, affection, attention, thoughtfulness, any of that. I want my energy to be matched. And so it just really depends, you know. Whenever you do talk to these men and you find out they are real people, okay, let's see, are their intentions, what they say matches their actions. And so you go through that. Um, so it's just, and then, so 10 of those guys, a quarter of them are scammers. And then I would say the other quarter of those guys could be a little more. Probably I'll say half of those guys want just, sexual whatever, or want to see your feet, or,
The feet.
or don't just want, say they want a relationship or whatever, but they're only there for the hookup. They show their true colors after a certain time. But, and then, the remaining percentage that is I'm able to meet that person in real life and just see if we have any type of chemistry, if we, if we're vibing, and then go from there. I mean, but not every time you're going to have chemistry or you're going to feel that vibe that you want or that energy from each
Yeah.
other. So not everybody's for everybody. That's why it's called dating. But
But
yes,
then that's pretty much even a month. That's like maybe two people that you would eventually be able to
go out with,
chat with or go out with
have
to do that.
seriously, yes, that is exactly right. Two, 3. Yeah, it just really depends. And which is a very sad number, but out of 10 people, yeah. Yes, you have to go through all that crap to get to decent men.
Wow. So then, does it become fun anymore, or like you're too busy trying to, like you're texting one, then like, okay, well that didn't work out. Let me go to the next one. Are you doing like multiple at the same time to weed them out and then find that, I guess, like that needle in the little
Yeah.
haystack there?
Well, there's been times where yes, I've been communicating with a couple of guys. Um and even that feels weird and wrong, but it in my head, and I have to stop. I have to tell myself to stop being so analytical, or because I start thinking, okay, it's a numbers game, like
Oh,
let me these two guys, one of them has to be,
statistically, one.
statistically, yes. And so I have to that's where my brain, that's where my career comes in, and I'm like, no, I'm not a stat, I'm not a number. Like, no, just keep, keep being human with these people, and yourself, and see if any of those things are going to pan out for you, so.
So, is it again? Do you have any fun then? Or when you go
Oh
out,
yeah,
are you
okay.
meeting good people, or are
Yeah,
you
okay.
establishing
So
relationships?
yes, I've had a I've had a few. Well, I've had a lot of good dates. Good men. Just wasn't for me. Just we weren't vibing. We just didn't have our chemistry. Good guy, attractive, whatever. Good job, whatever. It's just we weren't meshing. I mean, that's okay. You know, there's a guy or two that I still talk to. Will say hey every once in a while because they're good people. And I like, you find good people, you want to hang on to those people because they're good-hearted people. So, you know, that's cool. But yeah, I just
So
you
then,
do have fun. You do have fun. You have fun because you're getting out there and you're putting yourself out there because you want to have a meet someone that could be potentially your companion and do things with. So the dates are somewhat fun. After you get over the little bit nervousness, it becomes okay. Even though you may not vibe or anything, you were still out. You were still having a good time.
so then, what are two or three things you're really looking for that maybe they could,
In a man.
yeah, like, well, do they have to hit, like, say if you hit the top three, do they have to hit top three or just one of the top three if you were to say what you're looking for?
So if I want to be cynical, they have to be real, right? They have to be.
So
Well,
no bullshit, pretty
no,
much.
I'll take light bullshit, but because I grew up with a bunch of bullshitters, so that's comfortable for me, and I can give it right back. But I think for me and a man, in order for me, I've learned about myself is that sometimes I'm not comfortable with what I deserve. So when I meet a man that is willing to give that to me, be respectful, consider me, be thoughtful. Um, Sometimes those things feel uncomfortable to me, but I have to be willing to accept that because that's should be a healthy, developing a healthy relationship. So I think for me, a man has to be uh, confident for sure, and dependable and honest. Those are, I guess, the top three. Well, I'm going to say also faithful too. You've got to believe in God because, again, you don't want to just
Wait, faithful or faith?
faithful, like faithful meaning believing in God.
Okay, so you believing in
Faithful.
God, but they could not be faithful
No,
to you.
well, they have to be faithful too. But geez, Louise. Yes, I guess that goes both faithfuls. Well, I'm going to say both
Well, I
faithfuls.
would just say one has to have faith, and then of course be faithful too.
Right, right. Has to have faith and then be faithful too. Of course, be faithful. Jeez, Louise.
So they can cheat on you.
No, no, they cannot.
All right. So then, what do you have to? What are two character traits or three character traits that you could give to the men?
That I can give to the men,
Yeah.
or what do I offer?
Yeah. What do you offer? Like the top three?
Um, I think I offer um. It's not. What do you call that?
So you
word?
don't have anything to offer.
No, I do. I do have things to offer. Oh my God, cut this out.
I just can't think of them
cut
right now.
this out. No,
I cut this out.
edit this out.
No, you should be right away. So can you?
It's hard for me to talk good about myself. Like I'm not.
Well, can you at least offer what
yes,
you said?
Yes, I. The three things that I have to offer is I am a woman of God. So, and all that comes with that. I'm loving and I'm caring and I'm empathetic and I'm sincere and genuine. All to me comes with your faith because if you're doing it right, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm a woman of God. I'm loyal and I'm funny as fuck
But
and have a lot of energy.
you're not faithful.
I am faithful squared.
You said faith, like the
I'm
God, but
faithful
you didn't.
squared.
But
I'm
you didn't say you didn't say you were faithful.
I'm faithful.
You will be faithful.
Squared. I'm faithful squared.
What is faithful square? That
Meaning
SpongeBob?
I'm faithful and I have faith.
Okay.
Faithful squared.
Oh my God. Okay. It almost went by me, but I'm like, okay, I get it. Dad joke. That's more of a dad joke to me.
Oh my God.
Well, you do send me dad jokes.
I do send you dad jokes. Yep.
I'm like, sometimes I'm like, what the heck?
Some are not.
That
some
one
are
I'm
not,
like, what?
not appropriate dad jokes, but yes.
They're funny though.
Yep.
They're funny. As long as you're having fun out there, join. And the thing is, like, you know what to do. constantly, like, like, hey, I'm gonna have to weed some people out, and I gotta make sure these people don't try to take advantage of me,
Right.
and of course, like, get money from you because
Well,
I don't think they'll get much money, right?
no,
I know
they
if
can't. They
if
can't
somebody tries to
squeeze
do
a
that to
dried up
me,
lemon or something. Whatever. What is that saying?
I don't know. Like, if they try to do it to me too, like, I don't know, you ain't getting nothing. Like,
What? And also, I forget. Also, too important thing out of everything is to be safe. Don't put yourself in situations when you're meeting these men where, in vulnerable situations. Meet in public. Meet somewhere where there's good lighting. You have exits. Like there's just don't meet in a parking lot or offer to get in their car with them the first time. Like just meet in a public place and be safe. That's the most important thing. Also, because I've read some horror stories, dating horror stories too. I'm like,
man,
man,
nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong getting in the van if he owns a white van.
with no windows.
Yeah, I mean, he works at a cleaning product service or something, or he's a delivery guy. This is his only vehicle, and he's independent, so he works for himself. Just excuse the signs where it says "Come in, free ice cream, free
And
candy."
excuse the scratch marks inside the van. Ignore the scratch marks and the help in blood.
Is that blood? No, it's paint. It's paint. I got my kids. They're crazy back
They
there.
write on everything.
Yes, you know how that goes. Right? Like, no.
We'll see. We'll see. It does come to the point sometimes where you'll get that one person they're not who they say they are. And I'm like, let's see, how far can I push this? Like how far? It's like because to me it's just like you have the nerve to say to be who you're not and you're trying to manipulate me. Let's play a game. But I'm just curious to see how far, I'll just play along for a long time. For when I say a long time, maybe like an hour or two of texting back and forth and I'll just delete it cuz in good faith it's just not worth it, but it's just there is enough fake people out there and scammers that again people are putting that in their bios. Like the scammers are going to listen anyway. I don't want a scammer. Oh, okay, I'm not going to swipe on you because you said no scammers and I'm a scammer.
So it works then?
It does. I'm sure it does.
So have you ever tried? Is like, I know this guy's scamming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I will play along for a couple of hours and see how far I can push this person or, whatever and be like, I will, just not play into their like lovingness or whatever. And they're just, no matter what I say contradictory, they're going to still come back with, oh, but you're the most beautiful. And oh my big, I've been waiting for someone like you and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's just crazy.
Well, what if it was like a true guy on the other side? Like, I thought I was being nice. I told her she was the most beautiful thing. And,
Nope. I guess not the way. No, and then
I
also,
guess he wants a bad boy.
and
Oh, well,
also too, if they're not speaking correct English, like if they're speaking, they're speaking, they're speaking broken English or they're texting broken English, like I like you, you like me, or something.
one big family. Or you get in the video chat. How do you doing today?
So wrong.
Yeah.
You're so wrong. Like,
Come
but
on
it
over
says-
to my country.
but it says you're Caucasian
Caucasian.
and you're from Bandera, Texas. Where's the
Oh
accent?
yeah, my country. My whole country. We had a
No.
horse. We ate the horse. No, we have horses. No pigs.
Edit that out. I'm gonna edit that out.
No, that shit funny.
But yeah,
Wow.
so you'll you there's one guy. His name was I forget. His name was I don't know what his name was.
Felipe,
No, it was something like
Billy Bob.
no. He says, "Oh, he's like, yeah, and his bio said he was a Caucasian and he was from where was he from? Oh, Bernie. And anyway, so when I talked to him on the phone, he had a little bit of an accent. And so we were talking back and forth. I forget what he said his name was though on the bio. But I go, what is your name? I go, what? I go, you have a unique accent. I said, I go, say your name for me. And he goes, Jose. And I'm like, oh, Jose. You're Caucasian, Jose? Oh, well, my mom and, and whatever. I'm like, but, you know, his voice didn't match his face. I could clearly, like,
He's like, Josie, when I use my mom, I get more yabs. More yabs. When I use my mom name, I get more yabs. Just for that.
it was clearly not who he said he was. But yeah.
Well, have you ever maybe just try to play along a lot, and then when he goes, "Oh, I need money," oh yes, let me do that for you. I'll send it right now. Let me go to
No,
my
I
bank.
should say, you need money. I need money.
Yeah, isn't that coincidence? We both need money. I'll tell you what. You send me 5,000, and
Now
I bet you
unlock
I'll
my
double.
bank account, and
And
then I'll unlock the millions with that 5,000, and then I'll send you 500,000.
yeah, I'm like, would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
send me 5,000 right now.
You
No.
could,
So
that would be awesome if that would happen.
that would be great.
You're like, woohoo! Next.
Okay. Please hold for this federal agent. What is it? The Dateline to bust a predator to bust a scammer.
I know that to catch a predator when
Yeah, to
they
catch
go
a-
meet. Oh, I saw this one TikTok where it says the jobs not to sleep in with, like the press news, like you slept in,
Uh-huh.
and then one of them was to catch a predator, and they're supposed to meet a target. And he goes, "Have you seen this guy and this little boy? Oh yeah, they were here. He was looking for somebody, and then they left. The guy told him he wanted some an icy, and they both left.
Oh no. So bad.
He's do you know which way they went? Oh, that was hours ago.
Poor guy. That is
I'm like,
so wrong.
Yeah, that is a job you don't want to sleep in.
Yeah. Yes.
That went wrong right away.
Yes. So yeah.
All right. Well, this was a little one just to catch
Yeah.
up on your
Absolutely.
dating and
My
just hear
dating.
some funny stories from there.
For sure.
And just know, like, you got to watch out. She knows these stories. She knows when you're trying to catfish or whatever
And
it is
I'm
you're
not
doing.
Santa. I know when you're lying. I know when you're sleeping. No, just kidding.
And she wants you to be faithful.
Squared.
Faithful squared.
Yes, faithful squared.
All right. She may not be that to you.
That is absolutely incorrect. I am that to that person.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, till next time.
All right. I'm Sandra.
I am Dame very Caucasian
Don't
here.
do that.
Do your famous.
Oh, bye.